I'm going to briefly share with you Planned Parenthood's business plan. Okay, now this is going to sound like some sort of weird conspiracy theory. I promise you it is not. This is Planned Parenthood's business plan, and they're rolling it out all over the country. They've done it here in San Antonio. This is what they do. So their goal is, their plan is to get into every private and public school system across the country. Okay, check. They've done it here, FYI. They're going to get into your private and public school system, and they're going to start teaching your children their sex ed curriculum starting in kindergarten. Okay, now they're not actually going to teach them about sex in kindergarten, but the goal is they want to break down their natural modesty beginning very early. The primary goal is that they want to establish a relationship with your child when they're 5, 6, 7 years old. Okay? Now I will say though, the Planned Parenthood curriculum for the first grade curriculum does actually have the instructor showing graphic sex acts with stuffed animals. First grade. Okay, then by the time your child is going through puberty and they're 10, 11, 12 years old, Planned Parenthood has already been in their life since they were in kindergarten. And so the educators are going to tell your children, look, you're going through there's a lot of confusing things happening to your body right now, and your parents don't get it. They don't understand what's going on, but we do. I do. And you can't trust your parents to talk to them about this, but you can trust me. You know me. I've known you since you were this big, right? And I know they say this because I used to say it to kids when I worked as a Planned Parenthood educator. And so hopefully by the time your child is 13, we already have them on a contraceptive method. And you don't know anything about it because our clinics are partly funded with Title X money, and Title X states that a minor child doesn't have to have parental consent to get birth control. So we're going to get them on birth control, but we're going to put them on the method that has the highest human error failure rate. And what's that? The pill, right? That's intentional. I'm 38 years old, and I can't remember to take a pill at the same time every day within a 2-hour window. Okay? You ask an 11, 12-year-old to do that, you are automatically setting them up to fail. That's the point. Okay? Planned Parenthood knows that your child will fail. They're counting on it. They're banking on it because their own statistic shows that 54% of women who have abortions were using contraception at the time they got pregnant. See, Planned Parenthood knows that we actually don't need more birth control. What we need is more self-control. But self-control doesn't make them any money. Birth control does. So then we're going to get them on a pill that won't work for them. And then hopefully by the time they're 16 years old, 16, 18 years old, they will have had their first abortion. And we have all these great laws in Texas, like parental consent, notarized parental consent. But guess what we also have in Texas? We have something called a judicial bypass. The Supreme Court ruled that anytime there's parental notification or parental consent in a state, that the state also has to have a loophole so that children don't have to tell their parents when they're having an abortion. That's called judicial bypass. And here in the state of Texas, we have an organization that was created just to help minor girls get abortions without their parents knowing. It's called Jane's Due Process. And they will coach your child on how to get an abortion, how to talk to a judge, how to help a judge understand that they're old enough at 15, 16 years old to make this decision without your consent. Then your kids are going to go to college. Oh, and when they have their first abortion, we're going to put in that brown bag yet another pack of birth control pills, knowing and hoping that they will again fail. So then they're going to go to college, and college kids know everything, right? And they're very free, and they're very empowered, and they're away from their parents, and so they're going to do even more crazy stuff. And hopefully, in those college age years, they'll have their second abortion. And yet again, we'll give them the pill when they walk out the door. And then they'll start their career. And they'll come into a clinic like mine, and we'll tell them, oh, you're never going to succeed in this new career if you have a baby. So of course you have to have an abortion. You've already done it 2 other times. I mean, it's your third one. It's no big deal. And they will have their third abortion. And hopefully, by the time they're 30 years old, your child, your grandchild, in the eyes of Planned Parenthood, will have hopefully had 3 abortions. That's their plan. And friends, I would love to tell you that their business plan is failing, but it is not. It is successful all around this country. Why? Because we are in desperate need of a culture change. And that really, we can all sit in here and talk about being pro-life. And being pro-life is good. And I like when you tell me you're pro-life. But I really like when you tell me how you're being pro-life. Because that's what it's going to take to change this culture. It's going to take people actively working toward the conversion of other people. That's what we see in pregnancy centers all across this country, converting the hearts of the mothers who are in crisis, converting the hearts of the fathers. And what we do is convert the hearts of abortion clinic workers who are in the industry, which, by the way, people said that would never work. When I started, I went to some pro-life leaders and I said, hey, what do you think about this? And they were like, good luck. Nobody thought that would happen because nobody actually believes that conversion can take place. Well, guess what? I've got 469 abortion clinic workers who will tell you that conversion does happen and that it is real.